Let me show you how to make the fortune you have always dreamed about.
Check this out.
I'll show you how to make all kind of money.
Yeah, boy.
Will make you financially independent.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Here's a secret for you to make millions.
There's a secret for you to make millions.
I want to make millions so bad, bro. I just want 1 million. 1 million, I'll be happy, dude.
Now, is that racist for you to say that?
No,
I don't think so either, right?
Not at all. Not a million, dude. Hey, it spends like whatever country you're in, it spends. That's what I'm saying, dude. You need to be able to take it too. So, welcome to the Chino brothers.
We took last week off because it was Thanksgiving. And speaking of Thanksgiving, Adlai, how was your Thanksgiving?
Well, it was cool and everything. We had turkey and whatnot, but the kid got sick, so we really didn't do the traveling we wanted to do. But things like that happened. You know what I'm saying? So just kicked it at the house pretty much. Watched football, ate some turkey. Did you get out of town or anything?
Nah, bro. I stay at home and I don't eat Thanksgiving food anymore. I don't believe in that garbage food, man. I don't understand why you people pretend like that's good. There ain't no good food in Thanksgiving. I was talking to my homeboy Zach this week. I was telling him, I said, that food is garbage. And he was like, no, man, Thanksgiving food is good. He's from a town called Connellsville. Now, Connellsville is an old coal town in the middle of Pennsylvania. One of them old coal towns. They used to bring the coal to us here in Pittsburgh, make the steel. Anyways, so he was telling me, I said, Zach, how big is Connellsville? He said, I don't know, 9,000 people. I said, how many pizza shops are in Connellsville? He said, probably about 12. I said, you know why? He said, why? I said, because people like eating pizza, Zach. Now, how many Thanksgiving restaurants are there? And you know how many there were, Adlai? 0.
Not a one.
Then my man says to me this. He goes, well, Kentucky Fried Chicken's pretty much a Thanksgiving restaurant if you just replace the turkey with chicken. I said, Pizza Hut's just a Thanksgiving restaurant if you replace turkey with pizza, I guess, if we're just making stuff up. Like, there ain't no Thanksgiving restaurant, and there's a reason there ain't a Thanksgiving restaurant, Adlai, because Thanksgiving food sucks. You don't eat it any other time of the year. I'm going to say it right here. Thanksgiving food sucks. And people brag about it like it's something important. Oh, I get my big old pile of garbage food, bro. It ain't like it's Big Al's barbecue. Now, if it's Big Al's barbecue, bring me a pile of that food. But it is this doo-doo brown. And here's the next thing. Everybody thinks they're a chef on Thanksgiving. Trust me, you're not a chef. Big Al's a chef. He's going to tell us all about that. You know, Tia, Juanita, whomever, you're not a freaking chef. Not only you're not a freaking chef, you're already on your 3rd baby daddy. You know why? The first 2 baby daddies left because your cooking is bad. That's how come they left you. Your turkey is garbage, man. It's like that old, what was that Sugar Hill Gang song? Remember back in the day?
The chicken tastes like wood.
And the food just ain't no good.
Got a bottle of KO Pectate.
This is every Thanksgiving dinner, bro. Homeboy just made a rap song about every Thanksgiving dinner. Thanksgiving is boo-boo yaya, bro. It's the worst holiday. I'm sorry, man. And here's the next thing. I get it. If you're kicking it with family, you haven't seen your cousin in however long, good. That's why you should be there. If you're playing Turkey Bowl, whatever, something like that, yeah, good for you. That's why you should be there. If you're going to see, Wakanda Forever with the Kukui, who's the bad guy. The Kukui's the bad guy in
I need to see that. I need to see that. I heard that movie's amazing.
Yeah, so getting back to what I'm saying, then that's fine. But please don't try to act like it's some sort of culinary feat to make a dry bird that represents colonizer food, and then some sort of can of red something or other, and then some freaking, like, dude, when do you eat stuffing, dude? Come on. I never had mashed potatoes till I was like 23. But anyways, speaking of people who can cook and are culinary geniuses, I would like to speak with Big Al. How about you, Adlai?
I'm ready for, because you just ruined Thanksgiving dinner. But I like barbecue. So this is the perfect time to bring him on. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise. Big Al of Big Al's Barbecue.
What's going on, guys?
What's happening?
Big audience.
What's going on?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, encore apparently. Standing ovation for Big Al.
Nice. Hey, the barbecue's good.
That barbecue,
no joke.
This good. That's
bomb.
how applauding this much. I'm noticing the heavy ladies are applauding more than the thin ladies, though. I couldn't
Right?
right, because they like that barbecue, baby.
Wow.
Oh, this is great, man. This is
Hey,
great too.
thanks for having me on, man. I've been
Yeah, man.
waiting for this.
Absolutely, man. We've been looking forward to having you on. Because the crazy part is, I mean, the Chino brothers, we've been doing this for approaching 2 years, still 4 or 5 months away from 2 years,
Dude,
but
we're
a good
only like a
strong
year
year and a half.
Adley will make up how long we've been around. He's like, we've been doing the Chino brothers for 13 years. I'm like, bro, it's been a year.
It's definitely been over a year. It's been
We
over a
started
year.
last
Added
fall.
the 3, that's
Was it
all
last
was.
fall? I
Yeah.
felt like it was in like May, June. Wasn't it?
No, it was in fall. Yeah.
I'm off. But either way, it's kind of been music stuff and DJs and radio people and stuff. But I was like, you know what, man? The dude that I always see at all the events, and he always has some bomb food, is Big Al. Man, we gotta get him on because there's a story there. I know it.
Yeah.
And he's when it comes to popularity, you know what I'm saying? Social media presence and stuff. You see DJs, you see, hip hop stuff, and then you see Big Al's barbecue.
Word.
And it's just so cool seeing. I was like, man, because really, you think about it, hip hop and barbecue,
Go hand in
it
hand.
makes sense, man. Dr. Dre, come on, what was he doing? Barbecuing back in Let Me Ride, first video, man.
All right, hold on a
Volleyball
second,
and
Adley, 'cause
barbecue.
we have a qualified chef on the show right now, and we're having this debate, Big Al. So now you tell us how you feel about this dry colonizer bird they try to force on us every Thanksgiving.
So, okay, let me see here. I think that turkey is just one big dry chicken.
Yeah, that's what I'm
So,
saying.
if you have to eat it with gravy, then why even eat it? Just
Preach the gospel.
you know what I mean? So, well, I make turkeys. I smoke turkeys, but my
Mm.
biggest thing is I have to have them juicy. I want to make them like chicken. So you're eating
Yeah.
one big gigantic chicken.
Now, are you doing injection and stuff like that, Al? When
Yeah,
you're
I
smoking?
inject it. I sweat it out. I want to make sure the juices stay in. My biggest thing is flavor. I like to see people happy
Yeah.
when eating. You know what I mean? That's the satisfaction of all this cooking thing.
Oh
you know?
yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah,
Some
yeah.
people cook for money. Me, it's us. It's more man. If you got a smile on your face, I did something good. That
Yeah.
right there, it feels good when people come and tell you like, hey man, this is really good. Me, I'm not gonna lie, it's very rare I eat my own food.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, Pam told me about 4 years ago, why don't you eat your own tri-tip and ribs? And I said, look, been doing this for 15 years. You try eating that same stuff for 15 years, you're gonna get that. And you know what? Both of us go to Taco Bell now. People trip out. They're like, what are you doing? I said, dude, you don't know. 15 years of this stuff, you get tired. But my style of cooking has always been the same. I make sure it stays the same. And you can ask Adelaide, it never changes. I want the taste to stay the same.
Consistency.
Consistency is to me, it's just why change? Why fix something that's not broke?
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Another way of saying things is why fix it when it's not broke? People, some of these, you get all these people that want to keep updating and changing. It's like, dude, you start losing the people because they start noticing really quick. People
Yeah.
will really tell you like, hey, what's going on here? So people make and break you really quick. We've been doing this for 4 or 5 years now. It's been I don't want to up my menu. I like to keep my
Tough
menu
one.
simple.
Yeah,
You
it's a tough one.
want to add like, man, you see menus that are like books.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I tell people you got to watch out because a lot of this stuff they have to keep in the freezer
Yep.
because a lot of stuff they don't sell.
Yep.
But people don't understand. They just think, oh, menu they got. Well, yeah, but where are they going to put this food? A lot of this food don't sell, so they have to keep it in the freezer. Me, I like to cook everything fresh. That's the biggest thing, fresh.
Yeah.
You keep this stuff fresh, people notice really quick. And you can't get butthurt with people's opinions. You got to take those in because that's what helps you adjust. Did you put too much salt? Did you put too much seasoning? That helps you make a better person, a better cook. So that's what I tell people, hey, tell me the honest truth. I'm not giving you this because I want to give it to you. I'm giving it because I want your honest opinion. Is there something wrong? And over the years, we've been able to adjust. And here we are today. We're going strong, and there's
All right, well, Big Al, now speaking of the years, let's get into the years because we want to hear the story. Everybody already knows your food is bomb. Everybody already knows you're proud of your restaurant, and there's nothing wrong with either of those things.
Right.
But what we're curious about is how this came about. Now, before we start, I'll tell you, I'm a bit of a home chef. I just got the green egg. My wife bought me the green egg, I think, for Father's Day.
Those are beautiful.
Yeah, and so only Mexican charcoal touches that green egg. And I live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So it ain't as easy to get for me as it was back when I lived in West Covina, back in California, But I will only let Mexican charcoal touch my green egg because I don't want any of the, those briquettes and all that stuff. That's not correct. It has to be burnt wood.
Yeah.
But that being said, I think I do decent with a steak. I think I do decent with tuna. I like ahi tuna. And then Italian sausage, because there's a lot of Italians in Pittsburgh. I'm learning to make good, I'm not good Italian food, but I make my own pasta sauce, and then I do the Italian sausage. I put the pasta sauce and I put buffalo mozzarella on top. But that being said, but I when you said earlier you like to watch people eat, that's how I feel too, because I want to do it for my wife and my children. I love my wife. I love my children. Right. Growing up, my folks, they didn't have the most money to have nice food like that. Now I have money in my pocket. I can make nice food. I want my family to enjoy nice food. Now, that was my explanation to you of how I became a home chef. What got you into becoming Bakersfield's biggest barbecue chef, Bakersfield's most famous barbecue chef?
I was homeless. I was homeless, and wow. My dad always told me, he goes, hey, you can make $1 into 100 because you got to figure it out, and I've always cooked for friends, a little here and there, and people always telling me, hey, your food's good, but I never took that in consideration, only because who's dumb enough to say, hey, your tri-tip's bad when it's free? They're always going to tell you it's good because it's free tri-tip. They'll be dumb if they were to tell you, oh, this tri-tip is bad, and you ate for free. Like, okay. So, I used to tell everybody, just don't lie to me. I'm giving it to you. Don't lie to me. Met Pam. She asked me, hey, what do you want to do? I was already still living homeless, still trying to figure.
How long ago was this?
This was about 5 years ago.
Also, so kind of recent.
Yeah. 5 years ago, we was home, me and my son. We were struggling, getting $1. I'd get happy because we can go to McDonald's and get a coffee. And
now, were you guys living in the car, or were you?
We were living in the car, suburban actually. And then from time to time, my mom would help me get a motel, so I'd sleep in a motel for a day or two. And it just, kept going. And then,
how old's your son?
My son, he's 18 now, but he was 16, 15 when we first started doing this. And he didn't understand, he was wondering what was going on, got a divorce, depression. My dad passed away, cancer, and all this was just piling up on me. And it was just like, man, I was going downhill fast, and at the time, jobs were getting scarce. Jobs weren't really so much in demand no more. The recession was hitting, so my life just started going down and then down and then down, and finally I started losing everything. And then my ex, she wasn't making it so easy for me either. So she put me more into the dirt. And one day I just started cooking and started making plates. And next thing you know it, I met Pam. And
where were you cooking at?
We'd go to my friend's house. They let me borrow their grills. just jumping from house to house, wondering where I can make plates to sell, and
Whoa, so okay, so how do you get this idea? Because like I'm putting myself in your shoes at this point. So like I've only been depressed once. Adley, you ever been depressed? When you got divorced, did
On
you
occasion, yeah, because I went through a split up too. That rarely are they, friendly. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
moments you're in a dark place sometimes, just like, man.
Yep.
So I can somewhat relate to that too. And Mike, finish your thought, and I want to ask him something after that.
Well, I'm thinking, so like I'm trying to put myself in that place, and then with the son, because that's the hardest part is the
Yeah.
boy, for multiple reasons. I'm assuming you kept him in school, correct, Al?
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah,
we
so-
made sure he went to school. Me and my mom, we tag team him. We made sure
Yeah.
he.
Oh, you had a mom. That was good. Okay.
Thank goodness.
My mom, she really, because she was living in what do you call it, senior citizen living.
Yeah, the high rise. Yeah.
Well, she would sneak me in, a day or two, because they would only allow me a day or two out of the month.
Yeah.
And we made it happen. People want to sit and dig themselves more, and I didn't want to be there anymore. I needed to figure out what I wanted to do, and my passion was cooking.
Al, real quick, when I got out of radio, when I got fired from my last radio gig, Adley stole my job. Still hasn't apologized to me.
Oh man, dude!
Just kidding.
That tricycle falls, it's yours.
But anyways, when I left radio, I started a homeless ministry, and Adley actually came out here one time, and he sat in with me at a Bible study at the homeless ministry. So and we opened a shelter and everything. It's 3 of my friends from college. It was called Living Ministry, but neither here nor there. So I'm trying to put myself there, and then thank God that your mom. But the high rise thing, we call them high rises on the East Coast. I don't know what living old people house, whatever you call it over on the West Coast.
Just senior living. I feel like because Kate's grandma lives in one of those.
Here, it's always a high rise. It's always a stack, a real tall building. So they just call it the high rise, and they'll say the old folk high rise. But you know what that means? It means it's like a whatever, like, but it's like a government assisted type of thing. So you can't have your family live there with you. But anyways, so now, man, you had to have been crippled, because like think about what kind of depression that would be at, to where like you're living in your car, your mom loves you, but her hands are tied, and you're not trying to hem her up. Your ex is just continually stepping on your huevos while you're already down. So like now I'm trying to put myself into a place where I would even have the strength, to turn that corner to go, hey man, let me see if I can make a nickel. But what were you going to ask, Adley? I'm like,
my thing is even just to add to it. Yeah, just to add to it, you were a successful. You drove a truck. Yeah, you made money before.
Well, I drove a truck. Problem was she kept ringing me into child support, so they kept taking my license away. Finally, I just gave up. I just gave up. I even told the court, I said, you can just have my license. I'm tired. It's costing me more to go to court to get my license back with you guys, and then I still have to wait 14 days for you guys to reinstate it. It was almost pointless so I gave it up. I was just like, I'm done.
Because it's a 6-figure income, right? I mean, it's good money, right?
And the right job it is. It's
if you're over the road, that you're making that kind of money. But if you're in town, you're still making 60, 65.
You still get, we were making me, because I didn't have nowhere to live, so I lived in the truck. Yeah. So I had a bed, and then the truck stops had the showers and everything. Yeah. So I was working day and night, so I was doing, 75, 80 a year.
That's okay. So you were homeless, but you're still working as driving truck.
Well, the homeless came after.
Okay.
Because he lost his license, or they took his license.
So you gave up your license. Yeah. You got the living crap stomped out of you. Where do you even get that glimmer? Now, is it from the Lord? Is it like, where does this glimmer come? Because rubbing two sticks together is very hard when you're in that position.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you're in that position, just putting one foot in front of the next, that's a feat in itself. It just is. And you guys know I'm telling the truth.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So now to get the gumption to know, okay, I'm gonna strike at the world. I'm gonna swing as hard as I can, and I've got to give it everything I have. Because you're already telling us the beginning of this hustler story. And hustler story, there ain't no fake in that hustler story.
Oh, no.
So where does this inspiration come from to say, okay, maybe I could sell? Was it someone said, hey, can you cook? How does this go? How do you even start cooking? All that stuff. Go ahead.
All this came from Pam when I met Pam.
How do you meet Pam?
So we met on Facebook and just started something from there. And then, you know, I cooked for her school. She's a teacher. And one day asked me, hey, what do you want to do? You know, because I was so broke because I had barely enough money to buy anything to sell, you know. So
Wow.
her school had just said, hey, give us 50 plates. And I was like, oh, damn. I was like, okay, well, I don't even know where I'm going to get the money for this, you know. And I made it happen. The problem was the little Honda Accord I had was on empty. Well, she works in Delano, you know, and I'm over here in Bakersfield, and that's a 25-mile, 30-mile drive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was like, man, how am I going to do this? I got enough gas because, you know, you guys know Honda Accords, man. Those things are on E.
Good on gas.
Yeah, you're good.
Still go to Fresno and still make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get up there and I'm like, okay, I don't even know how I'm going to do this, but I dropped the plates. I took the plates. I took them. I don't know if God was looking at me that day or what. They issued me a check that day. I didn't even know what to do. You know, I had gas money. You know, and I was like, wow.
It was the first paycheck in a while.
It was the first paycheck in a long while.
Yeah.
Now you'd already been cooking for your friends and stuff, so you're like, okay. So now you're cooking for your friends, and you're like, hey, tell me if I could make a run at this, and don't lie to me. Now here's the thing: tri-tip's hard to cook, though, Big Al. Like you can mess up a tri-tip, you can.
And it's an expensive piece of meat too.
I've had my share of mess ups, you know.
Yeah, so
you know, it's just the pros and cons. You know, you learn from your mistake. You know,
no, I know, but you're saying like, you know, your friends you were worried they would lie to you because they were getting free food, but it's like that you could mess up a tri-tip, and it's hard to lie until you know what I mean. If you have a bad piece of tri-tip, it's hard to lie.
The agreement was, if I give you a piece of tri-tip, or if I give you tri-tip, I want your honest opinion. Don't lie to me. You know, I'm giving it to you because I want your honest opinion. So, you know, some would, you know, hey, it's really good, you know, and so I went based off of that, you know, okay, why? You know, tell me, why is it good? You know, and I had one or two, hey, you know, the salt, but I can't base it off one or two, you know, versus the 15 that just told me that it was good, you know. So you make little adjustments, you know, but over time you start building and building till you finally meet that one person where they believe in you, you know.
And that was Pam.
Well, she was one of them. Mickey was the other one.
Mickey Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mickey's gonna be on next episode or next week's episode. We love Mickey. Mickey's the best.
My compadre, he comes over to the house one day, and you know, and I'm talking to him about this. You know, he knew him. He's known the whole situation I've been through. I was alcoholic, a bad alcoholic, because alcohol was my my numbing agent. You know,
self-medicating.
It's self-medicating.
Yeah.
You get rid of all your problems for that short amount of time that you were drunk. You know, and one day I tell him, because he was always ordering my food, and he goes, "Hey Al," he goes, you know, your food's good. I said, well, he goes, dude, he goes, I'm a picky guy. He goes, your food is good. I told him, you know what? If I had the money to start a business, you know, I just try to. One day he just shows up at the house, you know, and has this big wad of cash in his hand like that
from stripping.
Yeah, right.
For dudes.
He said,
which is okay.
He said, look, you and Pam, I'm starting you guys off. He even wrote up when I was still real big. I was 425 pounds back then. Yeah, I was just head and shoulders. I didn't have no neck at all. you know, and it was bad. You know, the alcohol, the depression, everything was just kicking in. I was wearing a size 7X shirt. That's
wow.
big I was.
Oh,
So,
wow.
anyways, he comes over, says, I tell him, hey, man, I'm kind of scared, bro. He goes, I don't know, you know, I got a little money saved, you know, and Pam's willing to put in a little money. We became, you know, full-time partners in this.
Hold on, real quick, Big Al. Was this before or after Rockin' Wings was open?
It's about the same time, huh?
No, this was about a year after it was open.
So you already had opened Rockin' Wings.
Oh, no. It was before he opened the one here close to me.
Okay, the White Lane one was the first one.
Yeah,
so he had one open.
His side was he was still in process of getting it all put together.
Oh, he was still putting it together.
Yeah, he was still putting it together.
Yeah.
And,
wow.
Okay.
That's really rough.
He wrote out a goddamn retarded contract. He goes, he goes, I'm lending Chef Boyardee. He calls me Chef Boyardee. At the time, I was big. He goes, I'm lending Chef Boyardee this big fag. We still got it. I still got the damn contract.
Yeah, because he shared your contact. Hey, Al,
to have a contract.
He shared your contact with me, and it was Fat Boyardee.
Fat Boyardee, there you go.
That just triggered right now. I was like, "Who's Fat Boyardee?" He's all Big Al's Barbecue. And I'm like,
yeah,
because you know when you share contacts, that's how it came out. So sorry, I hope I didn't read your story, but I could see Mickey's contract being like, Chef Boyardee gonna pay me back or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude,
well, you know what? I just thought about this about Mickey Rock. He's somehow always around someone who he can help, and he really enjoys doing it. But then he always wants to like be a part of the process in some way, shape, or form. Does that make sense? Like Danny
was. He most certainly was. You know,
Danny Hill. Like Danny Hill has the same story about the radio station he bought. Essentially, like Mickey put that radio station together for him. Essentially, you know what I mean? Like, so like Mickey's just a smart guy. But he seems like a clown. That's his trick, you guys. He has that little
Mickey the clown.
He has that
you know, I mean, I grew up with him, so to me, he's just the Mickey the clown that had half a long hair on his head.
Yeah, Chavo. Chavo. That's what Mickey is. You remember Chavo? Remember that guy, Chavo del Ocho, the Chileandrina, the cartoon, or it was a
looked like a puppet, but it was
no, it was a Mexican comedy. And
you're talking about
Chavo del Ocho, and then
or Chapolin.
They
dressed like a little boy.
Yeah, they based the Bumblebee guy off of him on. But that's Mickey.
Yes.
That's Mickey, the Chavo del Ocho. That's who he is. But in real life, he's a shrewd businessman.
Now I know what to put him now.
He's a shrewd businessman in real life. He's been pulling the wool over everybody's eyes by keeping that Gilligan smile on his face. But in real life, he's a shrewd businessman. Look at him.
And dude, respect though for coming through like that.
Yeah, no, nothing but
if
respect.
he didn't do that, I mean, would you still be just cooking plates in the backyard? With that, you think, or eventually you would have done your thing?
I don't know. All I know is that I got blessed.
Yeah.
You know, I tell people, look, I don't go to church, but I believe in God Almighty. I believe that He puts us here and gives us two ways to go. You either got the bad way or you got the good way. It's your choice.
Yeah.
You know, for a while I chose bad, and then I jumped back on track and well, here I am today. Now I guess He gave me these hands. They say that God's, He gave me the tools to make things happen. That's the way I see things.
Amen, brother. That's what I like to hear.
To cook and brighten people's day. And that's our biggest thing here at Big Al's. Are you happy with what you eat? Because my food, I guarantee you my food. I'm the only barbecue guy that does that. And I tell people, if you don't like it, you don't have to explain to me why you don't like it. I'll just give you your money back. You can have the food and take the money. I'm not going to sit and fight. And
I've seen them do it.
You were there that day that
I've seen them do it. Yeah.
Up on an order. The guy said, "Hey, you messed up on Mark. Here's your money back." What's it going to hurt to give one person their money back? Because it's usually one person out of the month.
Don't be trying to take advantage of Big Al, you criminals watching this episode right now. Don't be going down there telling him your food ain't good. I'm telling you right now.
I just look at it this way: if in their heart they're telling me the truth, then hey, I believe you.
Now,
karma is going to take effect. When you lie.
Let's get back to the story, Big Al, because I don't want to get away from it, because this is a beautiful story. So Mickey Rock shows up and he's got a knot with him. Oscar always makes fun of him.
Yeah,
Oscar always makes fun of him because he's like, he didn't marry, he didn't have no kids. Of course he had money. That's what Oscar always says about Mick. But anyways, so he comes down with the knot. Now, did he help you design the restaurant and how everything should go, or what?
No, me and Pam did. Pam actually did most of the work. She's the one that's telling me, hey, we're going to do it this way and we'll do it this way. My biggest thing was, all right, let's build a trailer, and I want to cook off the back of the trailer, and
it's open pit.
It was open,
Yeah.
And, well, here we are today building a 30-foot trailer now.
Wow.
It's like, things have just been, and then the pandemic came in, and we thought it was going to affect us real bad, and it didn't. It made us better. Like, man, we couldn't get enough. We couldn't hold enough food. We were always selling out.
Delivery.
No, people just
like a pop-up, right? You just do a pop-up on a corner and be like, hey, we're here today.
Yeah.
It just would get packed.
Some people hate the pandemic that hit us. To us, I don't mean to be a bad person and say it this way, but it was a blessing for us.
Well, luckily you guys were mobile too, but I know, just like anywhere in the rest of the world, that health departments were trying to crack down, or how were they with you guys? I mean, were they like, okay?
Actually, they were kind of late leaving us alone, because there wasn't too many places where you can go and just sit and grab food. A lot of the restaurants were closing, because they couldn't open. But us, it was more of a you pick up and leave, a take and go, and it kind of helped us out, and it pushed us that much more further ahead. And then we got the big events now. It was just getting crazy, and it's like, okay, now what are we going to do now? What do we want? So my thing was, do we build a restaurant, or because we get a lot of people asking us, hey, where's your restaurant? You should open a restaurant. To everybody, it's real easy just to open a restaurant. But when you have friends like we do in the restaurant business, like Art from La Mina, Don Perico's, Vatos Tacos, Mickey, and they're all telling me the same thing. Hey, just be careful. It's not that easy. It
is a tough business. Yeah.
With Mickey, I think he took about a year after he got the building to open up. And it was
Mickey, he also designed the whole shop to look like CBGB's on the East Coast. And we were talking about shops, because when I opened my shop, I was so meticulous here, but you got to be on a budget. And that's the thing. He was saying, he said, he paid as he went. He didn't want to put anything on the credit. He paid as he went. And so I think the hard part with food in general is the margins are very thin.
Right.
And you have to have a passion for it. And then once there's a brick and mortar place where it resides, it's like, what if this part of town isn't hot anymore? What I mean? What if that Walmart up the street that people go to shop at before they eat at my restaurant closes down?
Well, that was the biggest thing. Art from La Mina, he was the one telling me, he goes, look, dude, if I can go back to being mobile, he goes, I'd rather go back to being mobile. He goes, because it's much easier, because your overhead is just way low.
Yeah.
But he goes, it's much easier if one spot's not doing good for you, he goes, you move to another one right away. He goes, from one day to the next. He goes, where you're brick and mortar, he goes, you just can't do that. He goes, you're stuck. He goes, it's either you go broke or you deal with it, and we've really considered opening a restaurant. We tried opening one in Pismo, and Pismo is just crazy,
expensive, and
they were all like, hey, you got to buy parking spots. I think it was like
it's on the beach. So
no, this is on the Pacific Coast Highway, and it was like $350 a week for one parking spot, and they wanted me to get 5.
Come on, chingas, bro. Are you out of your mind, dude?
I was like, hey, well, I go, what does that mean? Like, I mean, because over there, I mean, if you guys have been to the beach, people park where they can, and they don't care if you own the spot or not. They're gonna take it.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. We just thought, well, why don't we get this money that we have and just build a bigger trailer? But my concept of all this was, I want to be different. What makes me different than this other guy over here? For example, my trailer, it was different. People would come to me and say, man, never seen this before. Is the food just as good as the way that your setup is? And that would draw them in. So now this new trailer, so far that I know of, we're going to be the only ones in California to have a built-in restroom in it.
Ooh.
Right.
So, because I don't want my workers going to, when we do these big events, the line to the restrooms, man, they're just
horrible.
45 minutes.
An hour later, they're barely coming back, and I'm like, hey, we
where you been?
Line for like an hour and a half in our lines. Where you guys been?
Yeah.
Well, have you seen the restroom line? And it's like, oh, okay, well. So I just said, you know what? Why don't we just build one and we put our own restroom in it? And it's just for us, so that way they don't have to deal with all that stuff. And
that's brilliant.
So it just ideas. I got to keep coming up with, what are these ideas and what are these, and then Pam's throwing out her ideas, and it's just both the two heads are better than one. It's always two heads better than one, and we put
sharpening. It's sharpening the knife. Two. You come up with one, boom, boom, boom. But it's just, you always want to be better tomorrow than you were today. Yes. As long as you were better tomorrow than you are today, you did okay. And even if it's only a nickel better, hey, I'm only a nickel better, but guess what? A couple of days I'll be a dime better. A couple of days I'll be a quarter better. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I really appreciate that, man. That's really dope. And Big Al, do what you're going to do. I obviously have not prayed or thought about your business, but I do like the idea of staying mobile personally. Just margin, man. Keeping as much margin in your pocket as you can. And I do understand there is a love of actually doing what you do, because I run a business. I run a vape shop in real life when I'm not podcasting. And I love vaping. I love getting people off cigarettes. I love, the really good flavors. I love the fun devices, but I also got to get paid. So that margin's got to be there. You know what I mean? And anytime I can figure out the margin.
Well, that was one of the things that Mickey told me. He goes, look, dude, people are going to come, because if they like it, because they're going to come. And he goes, your rewards will come later. You know what? It later took a little while. It got to the point where we were like, it doesn't seem like we're working out here. What's going on? And, finally, we started getting recognized. And then the biggest phone call we got was Kernville. When Kernville called us, hey, we lost a food vendor. And I one of the big lies I took, I told you, I was telling you, Adelaide, I said a big lie. They said, hey, can you guys handle about 4,000 people? You're going to be the only food vendor. So I was like,
only food vendor?
Yeah, I was like, okay, yeah, we can do that. I didn't even know what the hell we were getting into.
The Honda Accord wasn't involved anymore, though.
No, we had
let's pass on. 4,000 people. That's the Blues Fest, right? The Blues Fest up in Kernville.
The Rock and Blues Festival.
Rock and Blues Fest.
That would have been hilarious if Big Al goes, and so I got this Honda Accord, and I started.
I mean, 18 trips.
I was still on empty.
Out the back. But hey, we did what was close to about 350 tri-tips a day, all cut by hand. Hey man, we had lines that were just crazy. And
nice.
And one person tells us, hey, we know that you guys make nachos. Can you guys make tri-tip nachos? So we're like, yeah. I swear to God, she held the nachos in her hand like that, walking through the crowd. That lady right there.
Oh, did we lose them? Oh no.
Because another 100 people came back and said, we want that.
Yeah.
And so we got really big on the tri-tip nachos, and then we ended up, because our menu was only like 5 things. We only had a really small menu. And then Pam says, hey, we need to start making baked potatoes. And I was like, nah, I don't want to get crazy with this. And no, we need to start making baked potatoes. I said, finally, I gave in, because she kept bugging about it. I was like, no, I don't want to. I want to keep the menu simple. No, we need baked potatoes. And I was like, all right. So we made a baked potato. But I told her, I go, look, we need to make a Big Al baked potato. I want, when you come to me, this is a Big Al baked potato.
Word, that's what I'm talking about.
We make a baked potato, a tri-tip baked potato.
Yeah.
That's
the size of a football.
Yeah, it's about close to that 3 pounds. And God rest his soul, a good friend of mine, and I forgot to tell you, Adelaide, me and Alex G, we grew up together. And
Okay.
we were at a car show, real quick. We were at a car show, and he goes, "Hey," he was always calling me, "Hey, get my baked potato ready." I was like, "All right." He'd pop real quick, pick up his baked potato, and he would call me, "Oh man, I'm in a food coma." He goes, "I can't even finish it." Because I used to tell him, "I'll bet you can't finish it." And he'd call me back, "Oh, I can't finish it." So one day,
Alex, he was a good eater too.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. So he called me. We're at a car show. He called me up from where his car was at, just like, I don't know, 30 yards away. Says, "Hey, get my baked potato ready." He goes, "And I'm gonna bet you that I finish it." He goes, "If I finish it, you're gonna give me my money back and you're gonna give me another baked potato." And I said, "It's on." This dude sent me a damn
3
picture,
pounds.
cleaned the plate. And I said, "You know what? Come by Tuesday. I'm going to give you your baked potato." And God rest his soul, he had just passed away. And I was like,
"Oh man, rest in peace."
You know,
Yeah, Alex G is one of the ones if we'd had a little more time, we would have had him on here. There's no question about that.
Yes,
yeah.
Now hold on.
Down to earth guy, straight up. You know, he told you like it. He always told me, he goes, "If I don't like it, I'm going to let you know." And I said, "Hey, you let me know, bro. You ain't hurting my feelings."
Hold on, Adley. Could I knock out one of them baked potatoes, you think?
3 pounds, dude. And Big Al, what do you put on top of it,
bro? You know,
what do you
you've
put
seen
on
how I
top,
can
though?
eat. I'm not saying I can, but you've seen
Mike probably could. But
you've
it's
seen me knock
big,
out some good
man.
food, dude.
I don't
Me and
know.
Adley lived together when we were poor. So like when we were young, when we were in our 20s and we were poor, we lived together, bro. We got into radio, and then the record reps would buy us food, and I would just eat
like it's our last meal.
Eat exactly. I blew up. I got so fat.
How about this? If I knew that you were the size of Adelaide, because for some reason all the skinny people in the world can eat, you know, it's the bigger guys that get really full fast.
Yeah,
You know?
but I wasn't always the size of Adley, and I'm Adley's skinnier than me, but like I got real big, man. Like I'm telling you, when I got into radio, I got big, Al. I got so big, and then I lost all the weight. I started fasting and all this stuff so I could lose all the weight. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Big Al's barbecue. So I want to get back to that. Yeah. So have you ever thought about taking the show on the road, doing like country fairs and stuff across the country or anything like that?
You know what? If Pam wasn't working, you know, the teaching thing, I would love to do that. You know, especially these country, the country concerts. That's where we're big. You know, country barbecue is always go hand in hand. You know, but it's just kind of hard because you need to have the workers.
Yeah, you gotta have the workers, and you gotta have the freedom to go across the country.
Can't do it. You know, us two alone can't do it.
No.
Well, I'm in the back doing all the cooking, and she's sending me, "Hey, we're running low on this." So I hit Martin Final over here. I'll hit them about 5 or 6 times in a day. You know, they know, they put it this way. We go there so much, they open a lane for us. You know, when they see us, "Hey, come over here," it's like, "Oh, okay." You know, and Costco and Sam's Club, you know, we're you know, we get people, we're in line, and hey, now we know where you buy your bread. It's like, hey, you tell me where else I can go a little better. Sam's Club makes some really bomb bread.
Yeah, it does do. It does do decent with the bread.
Yeah, so you know, I'd like to take it on the road, man. That would be a dream come true. You
like
know,
competitive too, even.
I don't know about competitive. We try, there's a little thing with that. We tried that one time. They shut me down for 4 months.
Wait, what?
I hated that. I was like, "Oh no," you know.
Who shut you down? Wait, like
when we did a Raider thing, and you know, it was just for fun. You know, we just wanted to go and compete. So the health department was there, and you know, we didn't think we always pass, you know, with the health department. We were always good with them. And then they said, "Hey, you know, this is illegal and this is illegal, and you can't bolt nothing down," and everything was bolted down in the trailer. And I was like, "Well, what are you talking about? Like, we pass all the time." Well, no, you know, so you always get that one that it's, how do you say it? the
kind of new to the gig.
no,
Kinda
it was
gets
the old
show out.
one, but it was
Really?
Miss Right. This one was Miss Right. You know, she was the one that
know her.
used
Oh,
the
the stick
long-
up your butt. The one that like every single rule they
Mm.
I had an inspector like that
Yeah.
in Pittsburgh. I had an inspector and he was like, you have to have an engineer if you want to put a sign up. And I'm like, are you
Wow.
kidding me? I need to put a sign that says vapes. That's what I need. You need to hire an
Well, hey,
engineer.
4 months into this, Pam's still dealing because she's the one that deals with the health department. She won't let me go because I'm a little bit like Alex G. I don't
Get
tolerate
frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So
don't
I
play.
let them know how I feel, you
Yeah.
know. And
Yep.
she tells me, "Hey, you're not allowed to go to the health department." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So we got it where they said, "Hey, we found a loophole." We're like, "Well, they said you can't bolt it down, so we can put it on wheels." She tells them, "Hey, we put it on wheels." Well, okay, that'll work. We had a box in there. They said, "Well, the box won't work. You know, you got to have it empty. Show us pictures that it's empty." So we took the damn box out, you know, and there we go. We got our, permits back and everything. And it was just like,
Mm.
wow, really? You know, you always had that one that just wants to make life live in hell for you. And they made our life live in hell for me, you know.
Because you did the first concert we did together was the Summer Bash, and that was like I want to say that was the Digital Underground. Conti, Jody Watley was one of the headliners. And now I remember you were just telling me like, man, we're trying to get it locked down. We're trying to get it fixed with the, with the health permit stuff and the department. And dude, putting on events, I know I've dealt with them, and you just kind of smiled and grin and bear it.
I don't know who it was.
Man.
I don't know who it was from 99.3 that stepped in with us and called the health department and told them, hey, we need them over here. And health department called and said, hey, they must really like you over there.
Yeah, no, that was probably me because I remember talking to him.
Oh, yeah, that's probably Adler.
Danny has connections though, but it was
Sorry,
probably
Adler.
like,
It's probably
come
you.
on, guys.
It's probably you.
Plus, hey, we wanted that check from Big Al to be there too.
I know, right?
But no, I'd probably be like, come on, guys, it's the best barbecue. We need him, we need him here. And I remember I think you were the only vendor that came through for us.
Oh, you were supposed to be a taco guy, and I guess a family emergency or something happened.
Yeah, because I remember you guys at an
really
end.
That one to me right there because
yeah, that was because I remember there was like we had the beer guy and the barbecue guy, and that was it. And you actually helped feed the some of the artists too.
Yeah,
you brought some plates back and stuff too. And they loved
it. You were telling me about that.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Grandma Cooney had to guard the plates.
Yeah, my mom.
So the people weren't stealing the plates.
Wow,
that's
dude!
That's how much people love the Big Al's, man.
Grandma guarding the plates, like, hey, dude, come here, dude. I'll make life hell for you.
Listen, bro, you don't want to mess it with an Asian grandma. You don't want to mess with an Asian grandma.
Yeah,
I guarantee that's the last person.
We got a satisfaction from the grandma. Which one was it?
That was Grandma Judy on my son's side.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm on my son's mom's side, but she was, we pulled up a couple weeks ago and she had the baked potato. She didn't finish it. That was probably 3 meals for her. Yeah. Wow. But she's like, oh my gosh. Look. And my son was like, Dad, those Frito boats though, man.
That's where it's at, huh? The Frito boat.
I never seen him eat so fast, man. He was like 80s. He's all, I'm all, dude, get it. We'll get another one. He's then he ate his little cousins, but
wow.
He was like those Frito boats though. But man, and those events too, and just seeing you out there and seeing the line. I mean, the line, it's longer than the beer line, so it's good barbecue.
Yeah, we got people that tell us that they've been waiting an hour and a half in line, and it's like I feel bad. I'll go out there and I'll tell them, hey, you know what, I'm sorry, and they're like, no, we don't care. And I'm like, well, I know you guys have been waiting in line, and they're like, no, we don't care. We'll wait. Like, oh, okay, but it does get crazy. Some of the lines get really crazy, and
then that's when Big Al brings all the hot chicks to the front of the line. He goes, well, since you'll wait, these ladies won't. And then
shit.
Maybe in his younger days.
Yeah, right.
Maybe in his wilder days.
This summer I went to a county fair out in Youngstown, Ohio, because I just wanted to do it once in my life. You see it on the movies and the pie eating contests and all the white people and stuff. And so I said, man, I want to go to one of those. So my wife, for my birthday, she booked us a real nice hotel in Youngstown. We went to this county fair. Bro, if Big Al's barbecue was there, man, no, because here's the problem at these county fairs now, they don't have real food. They don't have guys like you. They have homogenized bull crap. You know what I mean? They go to Walmart, they buy the garbage ice cream, they buy the garbage ingredients, and then they just make it look kind of whatever and they sell it. Even the Italian sausage, garbage. Because it's just, and it's not mom and pop guys like you. It's companies that pretend to be mom and pop. So they have like 30 trailers, right? And they call it like good old-fashioned barbecue. Well, heck, I'll even tell you, there's one like you're walking up and there was like a country song playing in the background and it was like chicken and ribs. And the guy is like, you want the best chicken and ribs, come on over. And I walked up, it was these two dudes, bro, from Juarez, bro. They barely spoke English. They're like, you want a rib, you want a chicken. But like when you hear the sign in the background, bro, it sounded like the Dukes of Hazzard guy. You know the dude in the Dukes of Hazzard, baby? Yeah.
Remember those days?
It's all a sham, bro. It's all a sham. It's just these places, and they want you to think, oh yeah, this is a hometown. They want you to think it's Big Al's, but it's all cookie cutter places. But if they had a real guy like you, whoo, man, you'd order everybody's money. You'd be like, it's okay.
Yeah, I think we had one guy, if I remember, wanted to send us out to was it Louisiana? They wanted us to go out there and cater something out there for them. They're like, hey, we'll pay for everything. And I was like,
oh, catering, that's where it's at.
Yeah. So, you know, that's where the catering is the easier part. You know, you deal with a lot of people at one time for a short amount of time, and the rewards are just great.
Yeah.
You know, and then you're done. You know, and
now hold on a sec, real quick. So what we want everybody watching to know is that if you're having a quinceañera or a bar mitzvah or a bat mitzvah or what's that Filipino thing called, Adley?
Debut.
A debut or a wedding or even a funeral or what other type of event?
Family event, festivity,
all of it.
We took it all,
work
bro.
party.
We took it all. It doesn't matter. I don't even care what it is. We did one for a sex party.
Listen, we're not necessarily advertising sex parties per se, but if you're gonna hire my man Big Al, then that's all that matters. Whatever it is you're doing, as long as Al's not involved.
Oh, dude, wait a minute! It wasn't a sex party; it was a pot party.
Oh, that's not so
pot party.
That's actually really smart. You get all baked out and get to eat that Big Al's barbecue afterwards. That's not bad. I'll be able to finish that boat now.
That's smart.
We do it all. We don't. The people always say, "Hey, well, is there a limit?" There is no limit for us. It could
no limit, soldier.
It could be 100. You know, it could be a 1,000. You know, whatever it is, we want to be there. You know what I mean?
And we want you to be there, Big Al. So listen, y'all heard the story. Y'all heard this inspiring American tale from this gentleman. If you don't hire this man for your next event, that means you're a communist. Don't you agree with me, Adelaide?
Oh yeah. You gotta love Big Al's barbecue. Cade walked in. Cade, you like the Frito boats? Remember the Frito? Yeah, he said yeah. Oh man, beast.
We just invented as we went. You know, our biggest how all this got started real quick was because of In-N-Out. You know, I used to deliver
In-N-Out burger.
Yeah, In-N-Out. I used to deliver potatoes to In-N-Out.
Oh wow!
And one of the big guys there, because they have they would have like 30 Harris Ranch lined up. You know, Harris Ranch over here in California is big. They're like, if they're not grade A, they're pretty damn close. You know, it's all organic. You know, so it's so I tell the guy, hey, well, can't you buy, you know, meat cheaper somewhere else? He said, you know what, I can. He goes, I can get it dirt cheap. He goes, as much as we buy, because we can buy it dirt cheap. He goes, the problem is, he goes, have you ever been to any of my In-N-Outs here in California? I said, yeah. He goes, have you ever seen less than 15 cars all the time?
Yeah, it's true.
True.
I said, you're right. He goes, because of the food.
And those burgers are amazing. I don't care what anybody says. In-N-Out burger is dope.
Yeah, so that's why I took off from that. I was like, well, if he can do it, then why can't I? You know, and here we are today. You know, it's just crazy. Like, all right, you know.
So listen up, everybody. Big Al's done talking because I'm talking now. If you do not hire this man for your next event, then Adelaide's saying it right here on the Chino Brothers. You love the Taliban and you support Putin. How dare you support Putin and love the Taliban? Obviously, because if you're not American enough to eat American barbecue made by a true American, which is Big Al, then we call you a communist, right, Adley?
Absolutely, dude. Big Al's barbecue is definitely the best in the business too. And even think about this too. This is crazy. There's been barbecue places that have come and gone in the last 3 or 4 years, and some big names, not putting anybody on blast or whatever, but you see them, they open up and they just don't last. You know what I mean? And Big Al's barbecue still here after 4 or 5 years, mobile, and every event. I was kind of sad at the Halloween event. I didn't see you guys there. We had corn dogs because I didn't know you were there. But
Yeah,
it was like, man,
you weren't looking hard enough. Well, you know what? You would have seen the line we had there, man. It was just crazy. I'd peek over, man. The line kept getting bigger, and then 60, 70 people, and then 80, and then 100, and it was like, oh
Yeah.
damn, you know. So
Well,
I'm out
listen.
there. Then we're starting to run low.
Hold on. Adley didn't want to put nobody on blast, but I'm going to put him on blast right now. The McRib, you can kiss my butt. Arby's, you can kiss my butt with that pork sandwich. Chili's with your baby back ribs, shove them up your butt. Nobody wants that garbage. Right now, 100%. We only respect Big Al's barbecue. And if you don't eat there, I'm telling you right now, that's because you support communism.
Well,
Isn't that right, Adley?
Absolutely too. And dude, here's a serious question, kind of, but I'm just thinking the Harris Ranch, it's the best meat you can buy. How much money could you save if you didn't use Harris Ranch? Lots.
Okay. Yeah, Pat in the back.
Yeah.
Let's just say that a sandwich that I sell, I would probably profit about, I don't know, $12 bucks. I sell the sandwich.
If you use the cheap
15.
stuff.
Yeah, if I use the cheap stuff, I sell the sandwich for 15. So yeah, roughly about between $10 and $12.
Like 70-80%. Oh my gosh.
I just realized my neighbors are hearing me screaming about Big Al's barbecue. My neighbors are probably like, because in Pittsburgh, we all live right next to each other in these little tiny, we don't got big yards. They're probably
making
like,
them hungry is what you're doing. Big Al's barbecue, where's that?
You really need to come on down and try it out, bro. You really need to come.
Well, one of these days, I haven't been to California in a minute, man. It's been hard.
You got to come.
Now, hey, Big Al. Now, Mike's a steak guy too. Is it all you always go rare?
Yeah,
on a steak.
Blood.
No, I do the medium rare. Now, I'm a
personally though.
I'm a typical old-fashioned Mexican guy where you had to cook it almost till it was burnt.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I got into the barbecue business where pink was better. The typical Mexican. Oh my God, it's still alive.
Well, and that's the next thing too, is that's the fanciest thing an old Mexican guy can order too. Bistec. And then it has to be, and it has to be like a leather of a shoe. Done. And you're like, well, that doesn't make you fancy. Don't eat that. It only makes you fancy to the people sitting next to you. Trust me, that shoe leather's not good for you. Know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, it makes me so mad, but you can't do nothing about it. Ceviche is awesome, but no, man. I like it blood. I like it blood raw, and everybody always thought I was nuts when we worked at the radio station. Because everybody we worked with was Mexican, and so everybody thought we were nuts. I remember one time, me and Paco, we went to lunch with a record rep, and the record rep ordered a steak, and both of us ordered a blood rare. And Paco looked at me and goes, dude, this is the only guy I ever met before besides you that eats a steak like that. And I thought, I feel like a lot of people eat their steak that way, Pac, but he didn't. And he always got mad at me for it.
The problem is it's people think because once you put the steak on the grill, it doesn't become blood no more. It changes over.
Yeah.
But people in their mentalities, they're thinking it's still blood.
Yeah,
we're vampires. But it's not blood. It becomes something else, But because it's still red, our head is installed that blood is red, when actually it's blue. But it's just it grosses some people out, But if you ever eat a steak with the juices, oh my God,
it's so good.
You want to. I don't know how to say it, but man, I make tomahawks. And
Oh
man,
yeah, that's my weekend specialty.
Ooh.
I'll go.
I make a promise to you right here in front of everybody. You ever get down here, both of you guys, I will make some tomahawk steaks for you guys.
Oof.
Only one condition:
Yeah.
you have to finish them.
Al, you know what? I should probably make.
done.
I would like you to make one tomahawk, and I'll make one tomahawk, and then that way we'll have both of ours, and Adlai can enjoy both of them. We can see how good of an amateur chef I am, especially if I'm compared to you. Although I'll probably just eat yours because you probably cook quite better.
Well, I didn't get a stomach because I was being picky. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Never trust a skinny chef. Never trust a skinny chef because they don't know what they're doing. All right, man. Well, at the end of the show, Big Al, we always do news stories. So what we do right now, Adlai's going to read us some news stories, and then you and I are going to make fun of them. But because of not make fun of Adlai, make fun of the news stories. But because you're the guest, you get to pick the story. So Adlai's going to read you some stories right now. And Big Al, I really appreciate you coming on the show, man. Adlai, go ahead.
I appreciate being here with you guys. God, that's hilarious right here.
Yeah, this is great too. And Big Al, he's an old school head like us. He grew up on the hip hop stuff over in Lamont, and outside of Arvin, and would cruise Chester back in the day too. A big cruising spot back in the 80s and 90s.
Man, dude, it's been so long, I don't even remember. The only thing I remember was the one time my mom went looking for me on Chester, and my friend, the one that was next to me, he was all the way down. He goes, "Dude, your mom and your grandma are looking for." It's been so long, but yes, dude, the old school. I'm about old school, you know.
Nice. So we got a couple old school hip hop stories, like LL Cool J. He's Rock the Bells announces the first ever hip hop cruise. We can talk about that.
I like that idea.
This is kind of funny. E40 fan confuses CeeLo Green for the Bay Area rapper.
Ooh, that's a good story.
That's kind of funny.
Wow. Wow. You got
here's a food one, and Mike's gonna clown me for this. Free McDonald's for life. Here's how you can get your hands on the rare Mickey Gold card.
I can't eat it.
Wow.
And then we'll give you another food one, and you can choose from these. So, a Florida woman sues Kraft Heinz for millions because mac and cheese took longer than 3.5 minutes to cook.
Ooh, that's a good one.
You want to go food or music?
I'm going food. I'm going to go food.
You want to go food? You want to go mac and cheese, or you want to go?
I kind of thought that one was like anybody. That's Sue Happy right there.
Yeah. That's nuts.
Wow.
All right. Well, here's the story, guys.
People suing them. You know what I mean? Like the guy that lady that got burned with a hot coffee.
Oh yeah, she made money. She made money off that too.
Why didn't I do that? I would have sacrificed my body. I would have threw that right on me.
I don't know, bro. I saw a documentary about that lady on Netflix.
She's crazy.
Backed up, man. I mean, like her whole legs were all boiled over and everything. I was like, oh. Yeah, and I was bagging on her too, just like everybody else. Yeah, but she looked bad, and she was old too. She was like 78. She had big old boils all over her legs. I was like, man, how hot was that coffee?
Hey, McDonald's makes some hot stuff, man.
That must have been some mad hot coffee.
Stuff.
Yeah,
I told him to put ice cubes in it. I go, drop a couple. Yeah. Drop a couple ice cubes in it. So, all right. Well, a Florida woman sues Kraft Heinz for millions because mac and cheese took longer than 3.5 minutes to cook. She said, quote, "It takes far longer." Now, this woman, Amanda Ramirez, is suing her for her microwavable macaroni and cheese because it took longer than 3.5 minutes to be fully ready for consumption. And it's in a class action lawsuit. The district court in Miami, Ramirez accuses Kraft Heinz of false advertising because her her 2.39 ounce cup of Velveeta shells and cheese was not ready in 3.5 minutes as its packaging claimed it would be. Now, the crux of the complaint is that customers are falsely led to believe the product will be ready in 3.5 minutes after the package is open. Preparation, however, requires removing the lid, adding water, and stirring in the cheese pouch on top of the 3.5 minute cook time. Consumers seeing ready in 3.5 minutes will believe it represents the total amount of time it takes to prepare the product, meaning from the moment it's unopened to the moment it's ready for consumption. And that is a lawsuit. And who's going to win?
I don't know. Was she cooking with a lighter or what?
What is like, how much is she trying to earn here? Is it like, are you getting the price of your Kraft macaroni and cheese back? Or
She lost the damn job. That's what it was. She needed to find a reason. I'm gonna find me a reason.
well, that doesn't make any sense. It's like, look, it's a $1.50 item at best. I don't even, if you paid $1.50, you overpaid. It's macaroni and cheese, like
Microwavable mac
so,
and cheese. Now this lawsuit claims that Kraft Heinz, quote, sold more of the product and at higher prices than it would have in the absence of this misconduct, resulting in additional profits at the expense of the consumers. So lying to people about how long it takes to prep this is against the law, or it's against the rules. Now, as a result of the false and misleading representations, the product is sold at a premium price, approximately no less than $10.99 for 8 to 2.39 ounce cups, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
There it is. I guessed it pretty close to the nose. It's about $1.19 a piece. So what kind of it's not like Ciroc when they call it a premium product. It's like, this is macaroni and cheese, dude. Let's start there and let's continue with how entitled are we as a country. This is where entitlement has gotten us, folks. Continue to give your children participation trophies. Continue to not listen to stories like Big Al's. Don't listen to Big Al. Be a lazy. Don't listen to this man. Be a lazy, pretend, and then whatever you want to be in your pretend brain, that's what you are. Whatever you pretend you are, that's what you are. And I got to call you that too, by the way. And you give me your pronouns or whatever craziness you're coming up with today, so that I can't just have macaroni and cheese like a normal person. You got to sue this good company who's been providing mac and cheese for us all these years.
Well, that's man, I'm a loss for words on that one.
All right, doesn't it sound like it?
Did she literally just sit back and said, "Hey, let's time this," and because I mean, you when you're cooking, you're estimating. Okay, I'm going to put the pouch in at this time, or more or less. But man, she was actually timing this thing, and it really didn't work out for her. Wow.
Yeah. Well, one of the lawyers says, and he seriously says this apparently, he says, "I've gotten a lot of flack about this case, but deceptive advertising is deceptive advertising. Here, Kraft charges extra for a desirable feature, which is saving time, but the marketing is false. It takes far longer for the product to be ready than is advertised. Deceptive advertising, plain and simple."
Now you know why
you're taking this case.
In the restaurants.
Yep.
They'll get sued. Man, took too long to bring it out. Oh my God.
Do you guys want me to share the link about where you can sign up to be a part of this class action lawsuit?
No, not by any stretch. I want to have a class action lawsuit against that lady. I want to be like, we're done with entitlement. Let's stop. Let's stop with entitlement right now. All of us. Like, you are so entitled that this college food that you're complaining about right now, like, that's like complaining about cup of noodles. This, like, what does it matter? It's garbage food that you paid less than $2 for. Eat it or don't eat it.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like,
with the prep time, it takes me 4 minutes.
It because of people like that, it affects everybody else.
Oh, of course.
Because now they're going to get sued, and guess who's going to pay for that?
Everybody else. Yeah, everybody else.
It's like just some people don't understand about the damn minimum wage. They want to keep raising it, well, everybody else keeps raising the prices. Yeah. It's like, dude, all you're doing is affecting everything else.
The consumer. I agree with you.
Well, Kraft Heinz did say it will strongly defend against the allegations in the complaint of this frivolous lawsuit. So,
definitely frivolous.
Yeah.
What I want to know is how you found that damn story, dude. Because
dude, we find weird stories. Yeah, check our YouTube channel, Big Al. If you want to see some weird stories, like we did a story one time about a guy who locked himself in a donut shop when he was robbing the place. We did a story about a guy who fell in a chocolate factory.
The chocolate river or whatever it was.
Yeah, chocolate river. We did a story about giant snails in Florida. And every time I always get angry for some reason about the story and start screaming. Like the Florida one, I was screaming, like, why don't them French people come down there and eat the escargot? The big snails. All right, What's our next story, Adley?
But real quick though, you got
Okay.
you got mac and cheese on the menu, Big Al.
We're working on it. It's not.
Ah,
We're not gonna put it out until we perfect it because
that'll be worth
we've
it.
made it. Both of us aren't happy with it. It tastes good, but I don't like when people tell me it was okay. That's a nicer way of saying
Right.
I really didn't like it, but I ate it because I bought it.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what
We're
I think?
perfecting it.
You know what I think makes a good mac and cheese, Al?
What's that?
A crust.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? Like
Ooh.
when the bottom of the pan, you've cooked it so well that there's a nice thick crust on it. I feel like if I get a nice piece of crust with my mac and cheese,
I think
I
we're
feel
talking about the wrong crust here because if you get a damn crust on the bottom, you just burnt the hell out of it.
not that burnt.
I'm talking about the crust on top.
Crust on top
Oh,
is
like a
good
nice,
too.
nice,
Yeah,
a
crust on
little
top is
burnt's
nice too.
okay too.
Yeah,
The
burnt on
cheesy,
top too.
A little
Yeah,
burnt's good.
not burnt, but a little burnt.
Just
So
a little
we're-
burnt, like lasagna. The edges
Yeah,
are kind of burnt. Yeah.
exactly.
We're trying
Like
to smoke
lasagna burnt.
a mac and cheese.
Hey man, you do what you're gonna do, Big Al. You're the
Ooh.
master chef. Don't let me tell you how to
I love
make
it.
it. Let me just tell you what I like to eat. But anyways, Adley,
You know you like burnt, so we were gonna do the burnt thing for you.
what's our next
Next story. Let's go with the LL Cool J. Now, LL Cool J's Rock the Bells has announced the inaugural Hip Hop Experience Cruise in celebration of the genre turning 50 years old next year. The unique cruise experience will be brought to life in partnership with Sixth Man and the Norwegian Pearl, and it sets sail from Miami to the Bahamas in November of 2023. And there'll be a full lineup of performers announced at a later date, but guests will be welcomed to a kickoff party on the boat's deck with a concert from Trina and Trick Daddy.
Would that be
How fun would this be? This cruise with
That would be
LL Cool
fun.
J.
Does it need a barbecue guy?
That's what I'm thinking.
But-
Throw barbecue on there is good.
Here's the rub, though. Who else is going to be on that cruise? Because that's
Now
a
it's-
crapshoot, dude. You know what
Now,
I mean?
let's see. There'll
No,
be plenty of. Oh, go ahead.
I'm talking about the fellow cruisers.
Concerts.
Not the concerts. Who are you going to be standing in line at the buffet with? Who else is on this cruise? You dig where I'm going? Because that's a crapshoot. I'm telling you right now, that's a crapshoot. It could be, all the
Classy.
DJs we've had on the Chino brothers. That'd be a great
Mhm.
cruise. That'd be a
Mhm.
great time. It could also be some cholos you don't want to be around, maybe some gangbangers, you know what I mean? Like some farty people, some sassy over talking people. Like, man, there could be a lot of people on this cruise I don't want to be on here with. What do you
Mm.
guys think? Go ahead, I'm listening.
Well, I think I'm looking at the prices too. The price range $800 up to $5,000. $800 doesn't sound like a lot of money, so very affordable.
Is this
So
per
we
person?
know, yeah, per person.
How many days?
Let's see. Tickets for the cruise are currently on sale. Yeah, it doesn't say how many days it is. I feel like it could be a 3-day one right
I don't know,
here.
dude. 800 for 3 days. That's
Let's see.
expensive.
Oh, we know that cholos won't be on there. So
Yeah, for that kind of money. Yeah, you're probably
Okay,
right.
it's a 4-night cruise. So okay, so
Yeah, I
$200
guess
a
that's the
night.
trick. So
I guess.
if you make the price point just high enough to where like the riff-raff cannot afford it, you know what I mean? Now I feel like you'll have a better chance of having a decent time. What do you guys think? Because that's my problem with the cruise, or all the other people on the cruise. Like, all right, man, if I don't know who I'm getting here. Is this the
Well, I'm the cheap guy, so I'm the riffraff you're talking about.
me too.
And
I'm right behind you, but
no? I'm saying like,
but
is
I
this-
know what you're saying. You don't want to you want to feel comfortable and have a good time.
you don't
listening
want it to
music
feel
and stuff.
ghetto on a cruise. You want it to feel special on a cruise. You know what I mean? That's first. Second, like, I don't want to be on the sexy singles cruise or something weird like that with my family. And it's like, oh man, I got my kids here. They're having the dildo party in the next room. Like, this is not good, man. This is bad. This is everything bad. You know, I don't want that. And then I don't want to be on like the old people cruise where it's like, this ain't no
Shuffleboard.
fun around here. Yeah,
turn
you
the
know what I
music
mean?
down. Turn the music down. That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I feel like cruises. I've never been on a cruise though. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. You guys ever been on a cruise?
I've never been on a cruise.
I was about to and we
Pat-
paid it all
Pat
up,
has.
but then we split up. So then I went through my
Really?
I didn't
I
get to
held
go.
on for a couple
Yeah.
more weeks.
I know.
I know.
Man,
You could have told us about a cruise.
Yeah, but I know people of the went. They're all like, dude, it's a lot of fun. There's nightclub stuff. There's gambling. There's casinos. There's those pools with the crazy slides. Dude, it's like free food. I mean, and then I think there's some with free drinks too. I'm not a huge drinker, but it sounds like it'd be pretty cool. But dude, you're on a boat.
My homeboy Bryant went on a cruise with his wife, and he found out while he was on the cruise he was seasick. he got seasick.
People get seasick?
Yeah, so he found out he got seasick, and he's like, "It's the worst, bro." So the worst is because you're already vomiting, and then the hallways smell like vomit because there's a lot more people also that are seasick.
Oh no!
Yeah,
you have a doctor on board, right?
I don't know. Here's my thing. I don't know if I get seasick or I don't get seasick, but it doesn't sound like I would because I'm pretty gutter. I could tough out pretty much anything. And if you're talking about a giant, essentially a mall with a giant water slide and a tennis court and a casino and all I can eat all the time and ice cream and all that stuff, and then I'm gonna go to a foreign country, I think I could tough out that seasickness. I think I could.
Man, you guys are making me want to try this.
Yeah.
All right.
And check this out though. There are some activities I need to mention. The activities include pool deck parties with Kid Capri, DJ battles, rap karaoke, interactive graffiti, podcasts. So we could throw the Chino brothers up there. Roller skating, open mic nights, movie screenings, art galleries.
This sounds amazing.
Basketball, and Bun B's Trill Meals food court.
All right, this sounds amazing.
Kind of cool, actually. $800 though. It's probably what, 8 people to a cabin, bunk bed style.
You think?
It's probably about 30, 40 people to a cabin.
It's got to be. Yeah,
you think that $800 is you're gonna be doubled up like that?
I like sharing a cabin or something on the lower deck next to the engine room.
Oh man,
yeah,
you think the 5Gs?
Wow, dude.
What's the 5Gs get you?
Ocean view on the deck, looking
like
at
a big room
stuff. Yeah, a little
like
bit.
Do I have a big bed?
Yeah, and it's like the honeymoon suite type stuff. So
like a big shower.
Man, yeah,
maybe have a hot tub.
Ooh, maybe $5,000
to sneak people in.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Used to go to the
yeah,
in the trunk, and they weren't breathing in the trunk for a while, but you know.
Yeah. No, we'll drill holes
in the trunk.
We'll drill holes in the trunk, and then we'll buy one $800 room and then one $5,000 room, right?
Ooh.
So then that way the guy pulling all the trunks and stuff, he'll pretend to be in the $800 room because the $5,000 room guy, he's gonna have some cat pulling his trunks for him. You know, you can't have people in them trunks because they'll figure it out. Then once they get in that $800 room, we have our extra 3 people in the trunks, right? They all pop out. Then we all sneak into the $5,000 room because that $5,000 room's got to be pretty decent size.
Yeah,
Man,
it's got to be pretty decent. Remember Ja Rule's what was the Fire Festival?
Oh yeah, dude.
Hopefully it's not like that though, because
I hope it's not.
Why? What was it? What happened?
You don't know about this Fire Festival?
Bad.
Holy cow! So there was this dude. I wish I could remember his name. So there's this white dude. He was a scam artist, and he came out with this credit card, and he said, "Okay, if you take out this credit card, then you get to hang out in our bungalow and you get access to backstage at concerts and you get access to Victoria's Secret parties and all this stuff." So these people started taking out this credit card, but it was just a credit card, right? But then like Ja Rule started getting hip with this cat, like thinking that this dude was telling the truth. So he's like, check this out. I'm going to throw this festival on Pablo Escobar's island. And we're going to have private bungalows, and Blink 182 is going to be there. Ja Rule is going to be there. All these Instagram models are going to be there. And so then they filmed this promo for it and it looks sick. And there's just all these giant bands, Foo Fighters, you know, like just giant bands like freaking Jay-Z. Everybody's going to be at this thing. And it's called the Fire Festival.
Really?
Yep. So then all these people, they're paying like $10,000
Yes,
so that they could get private bungalows. I think just the tickets alone, I think were like $3,500 because it was a festival. And so you're going to sleep there. And then they had the meal packages and everybody's going to have these wristbands that we're going to pay for, you know, you beep them and they're going to pay for everything.
Wow.
And yeah, so then they made this documentary about it, right? And like they're showing 3 days left, 2 days left. Bro, by the time there's 1 day left, they don't even have nothing built, nothing. There's just a bunch of FEMA tents. That's all they have.
What the
A
hell?
bunch of FEMA
They're showing the
tents, dude.
food, and it was like bologna sandwiches.
Yeah, it was cheese sandwiches. So then they show the people. Yeah, hold on.
It sounds like
He did go to prison. So then they show the dudes, like all these rich white people that bought these tickets. They're all spoiled. And they're like, the worst part is, man, you took off in LA, you drop acid when you're taking off. By the time you're landing in the Barbados Islands, that's when the
Seeking. You're like, whoa.
and you realize you're sleeping in a FEMA tent, and there's no showers, nothing, and there were no bands either. It was all a scam, dude. I can't believe you never heard of this. It's on Netflix. It's called Fire Island.
I gotta look it up. Oh my god, dude.
Isn't that funny? Man, I feel so bad for that poor Ja Rule. Yeah, I hope this hip hop thingamajig you're telling us about this cruise ain't in a Fire Island. That would
The LL
suck,
Cool J's Rock the Bells cruise. So
LL Cool J is sponsoring this.
Yeah, LL Cool J, Rock the Bells. That's the name of his company that's doing this.
He's
the
pretty
Rock the Bells
legit.
cruise.
I feel like he's pretty legit.
Yeah, but I don't know, dude. You're on a boat. So that's like kind of my feelings. Like you can't get off easily. Well, I guess you could jump off, but yeah, safely.
Yeah, but think about it. If this jumps off, right? If this works and people start going on these cruises, and then they like start having specialty cruises with like your favorite bands, where it's like, hey, DJ Quick's gonna be there. You know, Dilated People is gonna be there. Like your 6 favorite bands are gonna be on this cruise. I think I'd want to take the cruise.
Like Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and stuff. That'd be a cool cruise. You pay some money for it, probably though.
I don't know if they'd have that cruise.
Pretty wild though.
I think like the Loonies and Lighter Shade of Brown will probably be as best as it's gonna get on that cruise. You hear them going?
Yeah.
Or maybe like Bone Thugs and Harmony. Like Bone Thugs and Harmony is probably as good as it's gonna get.
A little 3-day cruise out of Long Beach.
I don't know. I mean, you never know. But here's the thing. I think if it was 6 bands I liked, I would take the cruise. What about you guys?
I would do it.
And you got food, and you got a casino and drinks.
Oh,
and the wave pool.
Yeah, and it starts becoming more cost effective because it becomes more readily like they do it more often.
Yeah.
So like, you know, you could pick up a decent room for $1,200. Then you're not going to be in the, you know, you're not going to be sharing a room with 3 people. Or like, you know, it's a Motel 6 room for $1,200. It's like, okay, I'll do that. You know,
got a shower. Okay, I can.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
LL Cool J, I hope it works, man. That's very
I do
cool.
too.
Yeah,
all right, what's our next story, Adley?
You guys want to do the E40 fan confusing CeeLo Green or the free McDonald's for life? You guys don't want to learn how to do that? Get free McDonald's?
I want to learn how to do free McDonald's for life.
All right, go for it. Go for
it. All right. Well, it's a McGold card. Now, McDonald's announced it is bringing back its famed McGold card. I didn't know that they'd had it before, but back in 2018 they did it. And what it means is if you get the McGold card, you'll win free food from the fast food giant for life. Now, the company announced that 3 fans and 3 of their friends and family, for a total of 12 cards, will be lucky enough to win the prize as part of its Season of Sharing campaign, which will allow people to score deals and merchandise drops through the McDonald's app. Our fans have been fascinated by the lore of the McGold card and if it really exists. And now we'll make this McDonald's legend a reality for our fans by giving them the ultimate holiday gift, a chance to win a card and then share access to it with 3 of their family or friends. McDonald's did not say how much the card is worth, but said in 2018 the prize was valued at $52,000. The card entitles the owner up to 2 meals per week for 50 years.
Dude, who in their right mind wants to eat at McDonald's twice a week for 50 years, dude? You're not gonna live for 50 years if you eat at that garbage place twice a week.
Like once a month, maybe.
In those days when I'm busy, Mike knows there's times when I'll eat it a couple times a week. I've been better, so I've been eating it less. But I'll say this about the McDonald's app. You do earn free stuff on it, and that's how you enter. So people that are watching and are into McDonald's and want to try to win the McGold card, McDonald's says that each purchase made in the McDonald's app starting December 5th will count as one entry towards winning the McGold card. And this ends December 25th on Christmas, and winners will be notified shortly afterward.
Dude, Adley is like the
My mouth is watering, dude.
Adley's the like number one. Like they're aiming this directly at Adley. They're like, he's Asian, which means he loves gambling, and he still eats fast food at 50 years old. Yeah, like, oh my goodness, man.
My God. Well,
Adley, I'm telling you, man.
The family thing, dude. I guess if you win the damn card.
Yeah, you can poison 2 other people as well. You can
I'll take you. Hey, Mike, we can get a
cholesterol.
tomahawk steak with Big Al when you visit, and we can get a McRib on my McGold card if I win.
All right, now I'll give you. Since you gave me facts about McDonald's, let me give you facts. My son is 13 and he's never had a Big Mac, and I hope he never has one.
Woo!
Wow.
I hope he never has one.
You gotta let him try those carbs, man. Come on.
They taste like garbage. I don't know. He's a pretty good football player. Like, I'm not that dad that's like he's gonna be. I'm not the dad that's like he's gonna be in the league. Like, I'm not that dad. But I'm also not the dad that's like, hey, stop thinking about football because you're gonna be an HVAC mechanic. So come on, start working on. I'm not that dad. You know what I mean? Like, so I like him to, if he wants to be athletic, to be like, word. But he's like, I don't want any junk food. I'm like, then don't eat at that place. don't eat at them Golden Arches, son.
Wow.
Me and Adley, go ahead.
My kid and I talk about it's sadly it's cheaper to be unhealthy, and it takes less effort. And it is, you got to put some effort into eating healthy, because you think about it, it's like, and I'm not saying it as an excuse, but you just got to be aware of that stuff, I think, too, because it's like McDonald's drive-through super easy, and it's not too expensive to feed a couple people.
Bro, you told me it was $10. It was $10. You said it's $10 for them freaking McDonald's meals at this point. You know what? I can cook for $10, and how much healthier it will be.
I don't know. I've tried eating the healthy thing, and that thing costs a lot.
It can.
If Big Al, if I'm cooking or you're cooking, it's a lot healthier than if you're eating at McDonald's.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's healthy. And I can do it for less than $10. Like, I can't. One day, me and Adley had a big argument one time about what was the best thing you could get at McDonald's. What was the most delicious thing you could get at McDonald's?
You guys had an argument of what was the best thing
a debate. We'll call it a debate.
Yeah, we'll call it a debate. Yeah, it wasn't like we're gonna start insulting one another. But yeah, big debate about what was the best thing at McDonald's. And here's how you know Adley is not going there for culinary pleasure. He's like, we got this double quarter pounder, man. And if you can choke it down, you won't be hungry for like a day and a half.
You can choke it down, huh?
It's only like $6.72, but a day and a half worth of fullness off of that cow product.
Meat-like
the frozen cow products.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was like, that's absolutely the wrong answer. The number one answer for what's the best thing at McDonald's is 100% the McFlurry. That's the first right answer. And the second and the runner-up answer could be the McGriddle. But after that,
breakfast.
Hash browns are bomb.
I'm going to have to argue with you on that one.
Go ahead. What do you got?
I think the second thing would be the fries.
The fries
are fries are legit. Yeah.
Only if they make them fresh and a little on the crispy side.
No, I'm with you.
That's true. Fries.
You get
best fast food fries, no doubt.
Yeah.
Best,
so
best place, yeah.
Then all the salt is just running down. It's like, okay, well.
And then the second best or the third best thing at McDonald's, Coca-Cola. And you know what the reasoning is?
That. Yeah.
Then the reasoning is this. They keep their Coca-Cola colder than every other place, so it gives it a little more crispness. And the reason why their straws are bigger is because they scientifically figured out that will give you the most carbonation while you're drinking per like drink. So it tastes better when you get a Coca-Cola at McDonald's.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, yeah, but I agree with you. All those contenders are up there and they're all correct. The McGriddle, the what was it, McFlurry, and the French fries and the hash browns. All four of those, they're enjoyable to put in your mouth. but they still give you diarrhea. They still sit like a rock on the bottom of your belly.
You're gonna cleanse it right back out. So.
Yeah. So everybody watching, download the McDonald's app and enter to win the McDonald's McGold card. Free McDonald's for life. Or don't do it because that'll give you more chances to win.
Don't do it, America. There's no reason to get fatter. Here's the problem, America. Back in the 1970s, we weren't all a bunch of big fat people. Now we're either big and fat like Lizzo, or we look like freaks like Arnold Schwarzenegger, like we're trying to be the most ripped dude ever. I always look at those cats that work out like that, and I always think, why do you do that, man? That's like, who wants to wake up that early? It doesn't even look fun. You don't look like you're having fun. You just look like you look good with your shirt off. That's it.
Yeah.
You can't. I mean, I know some of these guys that wake up at 3 a.m. to go
work out.
Like, dude, at 3 a.m. No, I'm not trying to do that.
I'm not trying to do that at all, bro.
For breakfast at 3 a.m. is like, what are we making here? Like,
I mean, I'll see the other side of 3 a.m. before I see that side of 3 a.m. to do something. Right? You know what I mean? Like, no, thank you.
Hey, now I know we're getting close to the end here. Big Al, I got one more question for you. Will you ever go plant-based meat?
You got me. It's supply and demand.
Yeah.
You know, if we start getting people asking for it.
Asked for. I could see that. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
I have to accommodate. That's the reason why a lot of my stuff on the menu was because of people. It's the people that made my menu. It wasn't me. You know, we even had a guy bugging me to make hot links. I didn't want to put hot links. Why? That's another thing I have to cook.
Yeah.
You know, and now our hot link thing, we can barely keep up with them. You know, we got nacho hot link. We got the tri-tip sandwich with hot link, which DJ Wifey, she came out with that one.
Right.
Shout out to Wifey.
Yeah, she was the one that hey, you know, you need to start putting hot links on the tri-tip. So guess what? Now we you know, that's a big seller. It's just we can barely hang on to the hot links. It's like, but we smoke them for an hour. You know, it gives it a whole different taste. Even our hot dogs, and you know, people say, well, what's the secret? And I go, I ain't got no secret. You know, I buy them at Costco, those big gigantic hot dogs.
Yeah, those are the good ones.
So I had a guy real quick. I had a guy that worked at Costco. One of the workers, he said, why not just buy them here? It's cheaper to buy them here. I said, look, I smoke my hot dogs. I cut them in half down the middle, and I smoke them for about an hour and 15 minutes. He goes, really, it tastes that much better, but it gives a way different flavor. So he goes, all right, well, I'm gonna go try it. He came by, didn't tell me nothing. 2 days later, he comes back with 10 Costco employees. All now we got them hooked.
Nice.
I told you, it's just different. You know, it's just about you need to be different versus everybody else. And
all right, well, Big Al,
can we plug his social?
Yeah, where are we at on social media,
at,
man? Where are you at on social media? So Facebook, where can they find you?
Big Al's Barbecue or the BBQ 661 or Alex Mendoza. You know, follow us on that. Instagram, the BBQ or Big Al's BBQ on Instagram. You know, I'm not really big on the Instagram thing. You'll see me all over the Facebook. You know, I'm all over Facebook. You know,
bro, everybody in Bakersfield loves that Facebook. Y'all got to get into TikTok, bro. You start cooking on TikTok.
Oh, you know what? I guess I'm falling behind because they've already told me about that. Hey, you need to get on TikTok. You know, I guess that's supposed to be next thing.
You guys will be TikTok tillionaires, bro. You put that barbecue on there, show everybody how you're cooking it. People will love to watch you cooking on there. All right, Big Al, did you have a good time?
Oh man, dude, you guys made this experience like I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous. I was wondering what was gonna happen. But man, you guys just made this like really relaxing. Like, oh yeah.
Well, we hope you enjoyed yourself, man.
We'll get you back on too to talk about Lamont too.
I want to take Mickey's spot. You know what I mean? If we have to boot Mickey out. Hey, well, let's do this.
We'll bring you guys on for an episode and talk food.
Yeah, Big Al, thank you so much for joining us tonight, man. And everybody, don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching the Chino Brothers tonight. Follow us on TikTok. And Facebook, man, we're starting to do more with our Facebook pages. We got those two pages. We got the Chino Brothers full show page, and the Chino Brothers fan page. Follow us both there on those two, you guys. All right, we'll see you next time, and thank you so much. Big Al, hang
Thanks,
out for 1
everybody.
second in the green room. Bang, done, and